Do you have a singular focus on one activity that's going to move your business forward? If you don't, tune in next. We are at the time of year when some realtors just start business planning and others already have their plan and are working it. And what I want to stress to everybody is a simple concept. You've probably heard this from Gary Keller about the one thing to move your business forward. What's that one thing you can do to influence your business in a way that's going to be super impactful so you can see the results that you want? And here's what I know. For realtors, the one thing is probably the same for everybody. And there's so many agents that get caught up in all the other stuff that goes on. It is time to go back to basics. We are moving into a skill-based market. So that one thing is this. How many outreach attempts are you making a day? How many outreach attempts are you committed to on a daily basis? And here's what I mean by that. Think about how many outbound phone calls you're making, how many text messages you're sending, how many emails you're sending, and how many videos you're sending out to people that you want to do business with and earn as clients. That is the most basic way to win more business, because whoever talks to the most people goes on the most appointments and sells the most houses. And there's a flow to this here. Think about what you can control and what you can't control. And I've talked about this many times, and this comes from the sales acceleration formula with Mark Robert, which is that you got activities at one end of the spectrum and results on the other. And a lot of people want to go right to the results. They want to go right to the homes that are selling. They want to go right to the commission checks that are coming in. And that's not how this works. Sales is a long game over a 90-day period with consistent, disciplined action. So when you look at your activities, those are things like dials, texts, emails, prep work, role play, all the things that a lot of people just don't want to do in this business, yet they want the commission dollars and they want the sales. So I'd be focused on your activities and specifically anything to do with outreach attempt. And then when you look at that outreach attempt, what it does, there's a component in the middle here. It's the objectives. And the outreach attempts allow you to influence your objectives. So things like appointments set, appointments that are held, and writing contracts and getting listing agreements signed. Because the results, again, are sales and commission dollars. Those four things, those are things you should be measuring. So think about how your outreach attempts can be bumped up dramatically, because you can show up at your office every day and decide, I'm going to make this many outreach attempts. And the only thing that gets in the way is yourself. You're scheduling things when you should be making your outreach attempts, doing your prospecting, doing your lead gen. That's the one thing that's going to influence this the most, because it all starts with those activities that influence the objectives and get you to the results. And the last piece of advice I'd give here around outreach attempts, and this is where a lot of agents, they fall into this trap of the check-in call. Nobody wants you to check in with them. I got bad news for you. The, hey, I'm just checking in. Hey, I'm just checking in. What that's really saying is, hey, I'm checking in to see if you're ready to buy or sell a home. Instead of, hey, Gabe, did you see this great new home that hit the market that could be a really good fit for you and your family? Or, hey, Nick, do you want to avoid paying more for a new home because rates are slated to go up in 2022? Let me share with you what's going on in the marketplace right now. Or, hey, Gabe, I just saw this new home sell in your neighborhood. Looks like the value of your home went up. I wanted to communicate this to you. That's not a check-in call. That's a value-based delivery call. And that's what people want from their agent. They want people that are going to be the knowledge broker, that have an insane amount of market knowledge, that can share everything with them in a way that makes their life easier and they know they can trust you. So don't do the check-in call. I cannot stress this enough. The check-in call is you want to be giving value and delivering meaningful data to the people you're trying to convert into clients. And the bonus component here is we talked about those objectives, right? The appointments that you're setting, the appointments that you're holding, listings taken, offers written. The only way to make those objectives improve better is to track and measure everything. So I'd be tracking all your activities into the objectives, into the results. And that's going to show you where you can improve. And it all comes back to that one thing. If you're not making the outreach attempts, you got nobody to talk to. You have no homes to sell. It's all about how many people you're talking to on a daily basis. This is the mistake a lot of people make. You focus on that, your results are going to explode in 2022. And that's why it's the one thing that every agent should be focused on.